All right. Shalom, shalom, and shalom, Sister Deborah. Coming again with a message. And this message is understanding it is written. And as I decided to speak on this topic, it made me go back to the time where I visit many churches, many places to worship, and listen to many pastors and bishops and evangelists and apostles and prophet, just listening to people teach. I realized that this is a topic that has never been covered. Even to this point, in this day and time, I've spoke of it several times. I talked about it several times, but it's a topic that has never been mended in a way as many verses and chapters and words in which many has studied and taught. Somewhere along the line, no one ever really gripped the fact that it is written. It's such a power puncher in the kingdom. Let me say that again. It's such a power puncher in the kingdom. And it's just strange that they never received it here on the earth. That much power. It is written. It is written is also taking it out of the flesh and allowing it to rest there forth in the spirit realm. That's probably why it wasn't taught, is because people so used to hearing the ways of the flesh, because they're more tuned in to the way of the flesh than they are anything. And that could be it. But it's just that you look at me and you hear me and I say from 4 to 65, and I only heard myself teach and preach and speak on, it is written. I think about how I never heard them speak of it being so. We have heard about the 40 days and 40 nights that Yeshua fast and pray that he may be tempted by darkness, Satan. And during his process of doing what took place in that process of him being tempted was it was spoken out of him with great authority and great power. It is written. And as I decided to make this video, I realized that it's not just him saying it is written. David has said it. Solomon has said it. Where along the line that we today have gotten so far from the power of it is written. Why do you call it the power? Because it causes one to understand where the power resides. And it's not so much as on the earth, what is written in all these books. It's letting you know it is written. They're not talking about in your King James. They're not talking about in your Enoch, in your lost books, and in your found books. That's not what they're saying, you guys. They're informing you that heaven has this stuff written already. So when people are down here trying to play both sides and be clowning, I think about how they really don't grip the fact that it is written. So you can clown all day and night, night and day. You can clown from newborn all the way up into your 90s, your hundreds, which many are doing. They're playing. It's so easy for people to play the role than to walk in the way of the Spirit. These things are written. He told us even in Revelation, it is written. And by your name Everything about you and what you have done, good and evil, it is written by your name. He's not talking about an earthly book, an earthly pen and piece of paper where it's written. He's talking about the kingdom, people. And this is why people can't pull up close to him, because they still living in that flesh realm. And it's nothing wrong with living there if that's where you assigned. But I'm speaking to individuals who wants to play both sides and think they're going to enter therein. It is already written. And I'm going to have to break that thing down right now, because I remember being a teenager having to go before the throne on this one, because instant I got it. And I was like, but, because I had so many questions. Once I read it, the Spirit had already clipped it in me. And I had so many questions about what I had read. So let's get to it. It's in Matthew's chapter 26, and we're going to start with verse 24, and we're going to go down to 25. Now, I want to let you know, this is understanding it is written. Understanding it is written. Now, what you also have to understand, Yeshua HaMashiach does not overpower the Father. Okay? It is written. Even he had to address the fact to the darkness, Satan. It is written. It is written. And then Satan said what? It is written. Why is Satan saying that? Because he knows the way the kingdom, y'all, there is a kingdom. There is a creator that created all things, that has a throne, that orchestrates the beginning to the end, that has all power, that's all knowing. Whether you accept it or not, you believe AI and all this other mess, but you have no realness about yourself to even know the Father at the level of he has all things written. Let's go to Matthew's 26. Let me pull this up on me here. And the title of my message is Understanding It Is Written. And in Matthew's chapter 26 and let's start with verse 24. Listen to what he says. Let me see if, okay, let me see. No, wait a minute. Let me see if that's where I want to go. Verse 24. Nope, I want to go to verse 23. Let's go there. Let's go to 23. Matthew's chapter 26. We're going to go 23, chapter 26, verse 23, 24, and 25. Let's go. Verse 23. And he answered and said, he that dipped his hand with me in the dish, the same shall betray me. He's talking about Judas, the betrayer. And he had already spoken that there's someone that is with us that's going to betray me. Okay. So in verse 23, he told them which one, because the disciple was saying and feeling some way about it. Y'all, they was feeling bad. They was saying, is it me? And they was feeling sorrowful because they began to say, is it me? Is it me? Is it me? You see? But Yeshua said to them in verse 23, and he answered and said, once they were saying, is it me? Is it me? He said, he that dippeth his hand with me in the dish, the same shall betray me. Okay. Now watch this here. Verse 24. The Son of Man goeth as it is written. Stop. You see that? As it is written of him. Somebody have written it the way the Son of Man shall go. Ooh. You see? It's separating the Son of Man from the Son of Yah. Oh, yes, the Most High Yah. The Son of Man is telling you it's already written. What did he say? As it is written of him. He has to go as it is written of him. Just imagine having that type of statement. which he had spoken to his disciples several times. They still didn't get it. They only were able to grip it once the Holy Spirit came in them. And I say to many of you all out there the same thing. Likewise, I'm not trying to put on you something that I already know you can't bear or it is not for you. Okay. I like to really stick to my messages dealing with, if you're on the left, stay on the left. Don't try to go nowhere near the right. Okay. So here Yeshua said in verse 24, he said this to the disciples. The Son of Man goeth as it is written of him. Heavens had it already written, y'all. So what was all that was done afterwards? Why all that clowning and acting the fool? What is all that about? You see? So you see how you can be down here on the earth acting a stone cold fool, like a dark demon, for no reason at all. It's already written who you are, who you were, and where you're going. You see? You think Yeshua knew that it was written and that he was going to go this route? Through the Holy Spirit, which is Christ in him, the mission was upheld, that which was written. Likewise, we that have the Holy Spirit understand these things need be there, bruh. These things need be there, bruh. These things need be there, bruh, for it is written. Don't be down on this earth trying to help people go to the narrow gate. The gate wasn't made for them, for it is written who and whom goes through the narrow gate. Don't try to instill that light in people, for it is written who has light and who has darkness, Deborah. No! To just bring that light out of darkness and let it simmer. That's it. That's it. Okay, so here in 24, Matthew 26 and 24, the Son of Man goeth as it is written of him. But woe unto that man by whom the Son of Man is betrayed. And this is why in me, and I'm getting chills. In me, I praise the Most High. Yeah, I'm getting chills. In me, I cannot grip fully why something like this is not taught, and how Yah has handpicked his to bring it out, to bring it to the surface in a time as this where people are not listening no way. Ooh-wee. Why? Because it's been in dark too long. I just want it out. It ain't coming to save and deliver or make it crooked straight and get somebody to look righteous. It's just bringing my light out of darkness. It's been in there so long, Debbie, so speak that truth. So I'm finna get into that. That's why my chills is roaring up. And it says, but woe unto that man by whom the Son of Man is betrayed. Watch this here, y'all. This is what Yeshua said. It had been good. Wait a minute. It had been good, Yeshua? Wait a minute. They don't understand that. I understand it, they don't get it. It had been good for that man if he had not been born. So what Yeshua is saying, that this man that was born once exist. But because he was brought to the earth and born, his eternal destiny was sealed on him. You will never get nobody to break that down. How do you expect people to break anything down without the Holy Spirit in them that is the breaker down and the breaker up. They can. So he's saying so much in this verse. He's letting his disciples know that hey, the Son of Man, as it's written, this is the route he's going because it's already written. Okay, and watch this here. It has been good. It had been good. Let's look at good on this end. For that man, it would have been good for that man. It would have been good for that man if he had not been born. You guys, that's telling a whole different story that has not been brought light to this earth. And what that is saying is, when you come down here in the flesh, that's when you are sealed with the mission that has been assigned in the kingdom. Okay? Notice Yeshua said it had been good had he just stayed where he was. That man had not been born. See, what y'all don't understand, being born is coming through that flesh. Okay? You're coming through that flesh. Okay? So when you come through that flesh, heaven's going to seal you one way or the other. Okay? It is written in one book or the other. He was written in the kingdom to be born of the flesh, to betray the spiritual seed of the Most High Yah. So, see, you can't do Sister Deborah N. You can't backbite and think that the Father don't already know he got you written. You can't think that you can pull the wool over the Creator's eyes. You're making a stone cold fool of yourself because it is already written, your destiny down here. So when you see this stuff down here, this is why you're seeing it for what it is. Had not you been born, it would have been good. Woo! Did you go to Deborah? I sure did. How you like me now? How you like me now? Had you not been born, it would have been good for you. So you see how important it is to take out some of your living to see where you stand. I know it's hard to see where you stand when you're afraid that you might have to stand in shame of darkness because you've lived darkness. You continue to live darkness. You keep feeling darkness. You desire darkness. You sleep with darkness. You wake up with darkness. You eat the darkness. So this is a way that you're feeling. And can't nobody do nothing about it. And this is what Yeshua HaMashiach, Yeshua is actually saying. He's giving them a lot of word, but they are not going to get it until the day of Pentecost when the Holy Spirit comes. Then they're going to remember. The Holy Spirit bring things back to your remembrance. So it's going to bring them back to everything Yeshua had taught them. Every word going to be sealed in them. But I, Sister Deborah, who received that same spirit that they received the day of Pentecost. So when I look at this here and I think about how in my day, in the day in which Yah has suffered me to be born in, and the generation and the time and the day of it and the time period of it. And I think about this here and I said, Father, there it is, plainly seen. Should have been poured out to the people. But you knew all the time that it wouldn't benefit them. So when Sister Deborah think about being so young and teenager, I went over this and I've got the X in the question. Deborah, you're a different seed. See, you keep putting yourself with everybody, and that's how an empath does. They tend to want everybody to be in the right place, you know. But the Father is saying you have to get rid of the empath and see all things in the spirit. Even though the empath plays a small portion of the spirit, it's not greater than the spirit. You see what I'm saying? So therefore, when I see this and I see how Yeshua had already told them it is written, that should have been everybody who ever been in a place of worship should have learned that everything was already written. But then if they teach this to you, then they couldn't deceive you. If they teach this to you, then they couldn't manipulate you. You see? And if they teach it to you, then you'll know which side you're actually are walking on. And that's why here we are today. And it's being said that there are hypocrites in the land. And these are people who portray to be on the right, but truly they're on the left. But they are in the around and in the midst of those on the right as servants. But Yah has done away with them as his servant. Because they got down here and their true identity has shown them that, okay, I'm not good with this here side of the spirit. I want to be in this side of the spirit, but I want to play in the side of the darkness. And that's really what I want to do and I want to be. And that's where they spend most of their time. But they call it out as if they're the spiritual seed, but truly they came down to do the servant as the spiritual seed and got embedded in the dark seed and fell in love with the dark seed to the point of being a hypocrite, wanting to play both sides and thought that they were going to win something over. So here, Yeshua is explaining to the disciples, it's written already, bro. It's locked in. It's locked out. I got to go this route. This guy got down here to betray me. He come down just for this purpose here. To betray me so I can go the way it is written. That's why I had no problem saying that the young man Noah Wells, him leaving, the father had to explain to me, come down, bring it down to the level. It's just darkness playing in darkness. And I'm like, you see, you never know. Darkness playing in darkness. Let them play. They're in the same ballpark. Let them play. See, and in that way, the Spirit says this to me to assure me this is not the type of ballpark you want to get in and think that, okay, I'm going to shine a light on this one and reveal this one because this happened. He said, when dark play that role in darkness, leave them alone because nobody wins. They both lose. You see? So Sister Deborah, I hope you got something out of that lesson. That talk of understanding, it is written. When it is written, no matter how you clown up and you can clown down, it's over. You and the way you conduct yourself don't mean nothing to the Most High Yah. It's over. So many of you all tend to think that's what it's about. I can hide here and I can hide there. I can portray this. You can't portray nothing. You can't portray nothing. There ain't nothing you can portray. It's over. So Sister Deborah say, I hope you got something out of it. And even if you didn't, I know that I did. Shalom and shalom.